That's saying something on my screen. I don't know if it is on anyone else's.
Yeah, I've clicked got it. Meaning it's live streaming. Yeah, I've clicked got it.
I think you're live, guys.
Hello. Are we live? Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. So, welcome, guys. I must just stress, I'm sorry for the being late. We've just had a lot of technical issues in respect of live streaming, so I apologise for that. So that's why there's no introduction. So there's nothing like working under pressure. So yeah, I just worked out that I can work under pressure. Didn't feel great, like, so we'll start from now. So I'm Glenn. I work for Referrals Recovery, massive advocate for the Lancashire User Forum, and my job is the Criminal Justice Operations Manager. So I will let everybody introduce themselves. Jenna, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Jenna. I work for Referrals Recovery with, I'm a peer support worker with Liaison and Diversion, and that covers the East, which is Burnley and Blackburn areas.
Ryan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan, and I also work through Referrals Recovery with the Liaison and Diversion team, and I work out of Preston Custody Suite, covering the central Lancashire area.
Thank you, Ryan. Claire?
Hi, I'm Claire. I work for the Salvation Army. I'm the Employment Development Coordinator for the Lancashire area.
Thank you. Roxy?
Hi, I'm Roxy. I work for Referrals Recovery. I work currently doing criminal justice, probation and prison referrals.
Katie?
I'm Katie. I'm one of the team leaders at St Wilt's Inspire in Preston, currently on the Rough Sleeper Initiative programme.
Thank you. Darren?
Hello, everybody. I'm Darren. I work for Acorn in Blackpool.
Thank you, Darren. And Emily?
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a service user of Referrals Recovery, and I've come through the diversion and liaison team.
Thank you, Emily. So I'll give you a bit of a summary of what our objective tonight. So we've held this space for the last 18 months. We used to do these every month in the community, resource building, get loads of different services, so they can promote what they're doing, let the community know how they can access that service, so that potentially we can get people engaged in and meet their needs, whatever that is. So 18 months ago, we started a pilot. We joined up with Liaison and Diversion team in Preston and did a pilot. And what that looked like was bringing lived experience into secure environments, i.e. the police stations. So what we did is the Liaison and Diversion team is an NHS funded programme. They employed 3 peer support workers, which was myself with Referrals Recovery. We went into Preston Police Station, and what we did is we tried to enable people to get well. So many people on this platform that already know me is that I've come through them criminal justice pathways, and what I'm trying to promote is that people want, just because they've got a past, doesn't mean that that's the way that they have to live their life, and that there is a diversion away from that. And if I'd have been able to engage with them services coming through them settings, then what I would have done is maybe kept out of prison for 20 years and stop using substances a lot quicker. So that's our job. Our objective today is to get that word out to the community about all these different services, because what we do is when we enable them people to get well and say, right, okay, you've got a drug and alcohol problem, what we need is other services, i.e. CGL, all these services that are on here today, and we need to have relationships with them to be able to refer into them. So I'll shut up because I can waffle on all night. So what I'll do is I'll introduce Jenna, which is my co-host for tonight. She's going to be co-facilitating with myself. Do you want to say hey, Jenna?
Hi, guys.
Yeah, and Ryan's going to be interacting with the community. So any questions that you've got there, what we'll do is we'll try and ask the panel, and let's keep it appropriate, and we'll try and get them questions to them. So, by no further ado, I'm going to bring Emily in, that's going to do a poem for us. Emily, do you want to come in and do your poem, please?
Yeah, okay, so I'm a recovering alcoholic addict, and I write poetry about my experience and just around alcoholism. So yeah, this one's called Time. A minute feels an hour feels a day, and here I lie in an abysmal way. Anxiety so vivacious, my heart could implode. Why must I carry this burden, this load? To suffer so much, unable to speak, my tale of how I got here is one far too bleak. Alcoholism is my prison, my keeper, my God, my master. And each time I let it go, it gets me even faster. It doesn't listen to me, and such it goes. I've lost many friends, but gained many foes. People look at me and think, oh, how can this be? But I wish they'd see that this isn't the real me.
Thank you, Emily, for that.
Well done, Emily.
Well done. And I know how nerve-wracking it can be coming on these sort of platforms and doing things like that. So I take my hat off to you. And we will be hearing more of Emily later on in the show. So well done. Okay. So now I've got over that anxiety of technology and stuff like that, and I feel a bit more at ease. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Katie Roscoe in. But firstly, what I want to do is I want to ask Katie something, because I've known Katie for quite a long time. So she's going to talk about what she's doing in the community and her role, but bringing lived experience and seeing people. So for people out there, Katie, I come through services that Katie's worked in, and Katie was my key worker a long time ago. So I just wanted to ask, what's it like seeing people that have come through that you've worked with? Because I believe that it's really empowering, and I'm privileged to be on that pathway now where I can see people that have come through. So what I want to ask you is, what's it like seeing people that have got lived experience in now working alongside you in services?
Well, I'm glad you've asked that question, to be honest with you, Glenn. You know, it's the reminder why you get up and do the job. It's a great thing to see someone get well, start to live the life doing what they want to do, working alongside people. We have conversations pretty much every day, you and I, don't we? And I can have an honest conversation. You can ask you questions without feeling judged or saying it wrong. You put me at ease about things that I need to know about life experience in the field that I work in. And with that, you know, I learn more from that than sometimes what I might do going to lots of different presentations, meetings and training. So on my team now, we have 3 volunteers, and I would welcome many more because I think it's needed. I like visible recovery.
Yeah, and I think it's really what I just took from that as well is that what you said about judged and stuff like that, and what I've experienced from my pathway and starting that volunteer route and going into services, i.e. liaison and diversion, Red Rose recovery, other different services. What they've done is they've wrapped around people that have got vulnerabilities and that have got past, and wrapped around them and not looked at what's wrong with them, but looked and said, well, actually, you've got a skill set. And when we did this pilot 2 years ago, what the criteria was, it's an unbelievable unique job in the respect that they had to have offending history to meet the criteria. Now, I had people that had degrees, masters coming for these jobs and loads of skills and qualifications. And what we had to say is that, unfortunately, you can't come and work for us because you've not got that lived experience. Now, I understand that lived experience is a broad term, because lived experience could be a relationship breakup, it could be drug and alcohol, it could be offending history, but judgment, and that's when you said that, then it's around being accepted. A lot of people in the community, that don't engage with services and stuff like that is because they feel judged. They judge themselves, because I did for 15 years. And that's why I never engaged with services. Now, the beauty of the Liaison and Diversion and Red Rose Recovery teaming up is that we bring that lived experience in with different skill sets. So we've got practitioners that are identifying needs, vulnerabilities, and then what we can do is we can self-disclose, go into them police stations and say, well, actually, I've sat where you sat in that cell, and this is where I've got to. So thanks for that, Katie, for answering that. But what I'm going to do is let you carry on now, talk about what service you're, because I know that you're in a new service. Well, it's not a new service, but a new part of the service. So take it away.
Thank you. So I'm the team leader for a new project that's in Preston now, called the Rough Sleeper Initiative Scheme. Preston was identified several months back that we had a high volume of people either sleeping rough, homeless, sofa surfing, in and out of it, not appropriate accommodation for them. So Public Health England funded us to work to devise this project, and we initially got it for 12 months, but that's now been extended until March 2023. So obviously when we got the funding, we looked at how's this project going to work, who are we going to support, how are we going to do it, and what sort of skill set do we need to achieve it, really. With that, we adopted kind of like a multi-agency working approach. So we're currently working alongside, many people know the Foxton Centre, Preston City Council, Base 18, Community Gateway, Places for People, Lancashire Constabulary, Liaison and Diversion, and then the other housing providers that we're now working with is CIC Housing, Emerging Futures, Bright Start and Recovery Homes. So we support any person sleeping rough or in temporary accommodation where there's a substance misuse need that's been identified, and they may stay away from services or be kind of like that revolving door, if you will. We looked at how we could do the work that already happens at Inspire at St Wills, but more intensely, if you will. So with that, we got to start with a team of 7. So we have our own non-medical prescriber who undertakes all the assessments for our clients wanting to access either substitute prescribing, alcohol detox, community or inpatient, looking at obviously a wide range of health needs, including mental health, wound care. We have 3 recovery workers and we have 3 assertive outreach workers. We work outside of like the 9 to 5 normal working model. So we cover a vast sort of area. We go to the soup kitchens on a Monday and a Tuesday. We're working from Base 18 on a Wednesday, and we're doing a drop-in at the Foxton Centre. And more recently, we've just been allocated a room space at Foundations into to hold another drop-in. So we found that working more in community rather than just being in the central base would be a good thing for us. And in that time, we've been able to go out and about, triage and assess people, do some harm reduction, assist with just simple things to start with, like registering people with the GP, looking at obviously what the unmet needs are at the moment, and how this team can wrap around you and try and get you obviously the support that you need. We also, like I said before, we have 3 volunteers now as well. So we've got a mixture within the team of life experience. So that's growing quite fast for us. We have recruited an assertive outreach nurse as well that's also a mental health background. So she's going to be working, we're just waiting for her to start, should I say, really. But she's going to be working with us around the dual diagnosis. And we currently have out to advert a role for a psychologist and an assistant psychologist to hopefully help us adapt and work in the trauma-informed care manner. So the team, they are really flexible. They're a good team, and they're flexible, they're very approachable. They come with that solution-focused attitude. They are supporting people to a variety of different appointments. So whether that's at the hospital, mental health, housing applications, benefits, the aim that we're trying to do really is just to bring people into treatment as fast and smooth as possible and stabilise whatever is causing them to live in the manner that they are. Obviously with yourselves, we've been linking in with you, but alongside that we've linked in with obviously New You, CSI, and I did mention Emerging Futures before, and we've also started supporting people to mutual aid groups. So more recently on a Thursday, some of the staff are helping people attend the first AA meeting at the St Wilfrid's Church. So that's kind of like an overview of it. Probably not hit every kind of thing that we do on a day-to-day basis, but welcome any questions.
Sorry, Katie, I have actually met you, Anna.
Have you?
At Base 18.
Is it me?
Yeah, I actually met you there once because I actually go over there and help out quite.
Oh, right, okay.
But we've always got our masks on, so you probably didn't know it was me.
I genuinely didn't. So
Yeah.
first of all, sorry for that, because I'm on
No,
the
you're all right.
basis. But yeah.
The more I've sat there and look at you, and I thought, right, basis, I've met you definitely in the little office.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
We're there on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
6 till 9. And to be fair, it's building. It's building quite fast working from there, and we've had some really good engagement, so that's been a positive.
Yeah, I always pop in and help out, you know, when I come and drop ladies' clothes and stuff off and talk to the staff there. But yeah, I've not been for a bit actually, but the last time I was there, you was actually leaving.
Right.
So yeah, I was actually, hi. It was 2-minute meet like. But yeah, it's cool. And the more you was talking about it, the more I realised, and I thought, yeah, I've definitely met Kate before. But yeah, it's brilliant what you're doing.
So, Katie, so if it was a service out there and they thought somebody would meet the needs of your service, how would they refer into you?
Right. So if there is anybody that wants to refer into us, obviously at first, anyone you can do a self-referral. So if somebody walks in and says, currently NFA, these are my problems, then we will obviously take that referral from them direct. At the minute, we tend to take most of our referrals through Preston City Council and the Foxton Centre. We are linking in a little bit more with probation. In fact, we've got a meeting with them next week to look at how we streamline that process, because there is other teams based within St Wilf's, as obviously you know, Glenn. So it's about getting the right referral to the right team in that building, isn't it? So the majority of us do come through Preston City Council and the Foxton at this very moment in time.
Thank you for that. And we've, like I said, like you said, touched on, we have conversations on a daily basis. And what my objective has been while we've been doing this is about streamlining referrals. So from my own experience, when a referral gets put into a service, like you said, they might have a drug and alcohol problem, but they might also have a housing or something else that's going on underlying that. So rather than doing 2 or 3 different referrals to different services, and what we've been trying to do is trying to do it where we can get them referrals in more streamlined and more robust, if you will. And I ideally, like yourself with the Rough Sleep Initiative, and then I know that CGL are now coming in for the criminal justice side of it. Hopefully we can achieve that and meet that objective, where rather than going into a generic email where it can sometimes get lost in the system or take time to get picked up on that referral, that if we build them relationships, and everything's relational, because i.e. if I've got a referral that I want something to CGL or to mental health or whatever, if I've got a relationship with one of the key workers there, I'll ask them if we can chase it. And I understand that there's a process and they can't skip queues, and I understand all that. But the more you've got a relationship with somebody, the more you can chase that up and get into somebody that's needed, really. So has anyone else got any questions for Katie?
I do. So for regards to referrals, would a client need to be within Preston to be referred into that service?
So that's a good question, really, and I feel like I can answer that a little bit more now than what I probably could have done about 2-3 weeks ago. So with treatment providing services, so for Inspire CGL, we don't have a blanket rule where if you're not from Preston, you can't access our treatment service. So we take So, for example, I took a gentleman from Manchester, and he'd worked with CGL in Manchester, but he, for whatever reason, come over to Preston. The bit that he might or face problem with there is that obviously Preston City Council will have a duty occur to look at any referral that goes in, but obviously you've got to have a local connection, and that's for about 6 months. So that's why we started linking in with alternative housing providers as well. So before I mentioned a few like Bright Starts, Emerging Futures, CIC Housing, because we can do direct referrals to those places. So it is a little bit different if you're coming from out of town, because we need to work with Preston City Council about that. Preston City Council will do like a reconnection plan. So if you're willing to go back to the area that you were originally from, then they will look at housing you temporarily while we sort out that move on back. So maybe that's about getting you referred into that treatment service in your area, you know, if you've fallen out of it, or linking you back up with your GP if there's some physical health stuff that needs sorting out. But ultimately, if somebody makes that choice to stay in Preston, then that 6 month sort of local connection rule will play with Preston City Council for now, yeah.
Cheers. Ryan, is there any questions from the community, or do you want to come in there, mate?
Yeah, so just want to say we had like lots of comments, lots of people saying hi, so greetings to everybody. And also, just before I go to questions, we did have a lot of support for Emily when she read out a poem earlier. So just want to kind of reiterate some of the support that Emily received. So Chelsea says that it was a brilliant poem. Jonathan says beautiful. Rachel says it was an amazing poem. Brilliant, Emily. So loving it from Judith. And Emily Kane says the day you read these poems, you absolutely smashed it. And just more comments saying how brilliant it was, Emily. So just wanted to let you know that there.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay. And we do have a question from James. So I don't know if it's just general for the team or for Kate. He says, what do you recommend if you're a few years in recovery and you don't seem to be getting anywhere? So for example, you can't go into further education and you can't work because you're in recovery homes.
I can provide support with that with regards to, so I'm the Employment Development Coordinator for the Salvation Army. I cover Lancashire. Even though I'm an Employment Development Coordinator, you don't necessarily have to be wanting to go kind of down the employment route. If it's confidence building, you are looking at, I can help with that. If going into work is something that you're interested in, I can help support with mock interviews. If you are wanting a CV or you want your CV updating, I can help with supporting with that. Also, as well, we have what's called iLearn. So we have courses online that you can assign to yourself. There's asbestos on there. There's cleaning level 1 certificates that you can get. So if you wanted to be proactive to put things on your CV, there's things that I can help you do with setting you up on there. I have a number of tough books that you can use to do them if you was with me. As soon as you close the lid, all of the information wipes off. So there's no issue with data protection or anything on there. I can also look at signposting. So there's a number of things that I can do with regards to that if you feel like you're kind of stuck and you don't know what path to turn to.
Okay, that's great. And oh, sorry, Glenn. I was just going to say how might somebody contact you then if they would like to take you up on that.
So with regards to contacting me, we have a number that they can ring. That number, just bear with me, I will just find it. I have a direct line. However, we have a number that you can ring and then they'll put you through to the correct department. So we also have employment development coordinators in Liverpool as well. So if it was kind of the Liverpool region, then they would put them through to them. However, if, like I say, if it's Lancashire, then it would be myself. Glenn, I did send you the number, I think.
On this or by email?
It was via email.
Right, okay. Well, we'll get that number anyway. I'll get it, and what we'll do is we'll put it in the chat for
I've got it.
Fred. Oh, you got it?
Yes, right, okay. So it's a free phone number. So it's 0800 652 4276. And what they'll do is just ask what area you're from, what kind of support you need. And then obviously, like I say, if it's the Lancashire area, then you'll be put through to myself. I can give you a call, arrange a time and a place to meet, and then we can go from there.
Good
Great,
answer.
thank you.
Did you manage to get that, Ryan? Did you manage to get that number?
Yeah, I've got that number. I'll put it in the chat in a minute. I've just got one more comment for now. It's from Chelsea. She says that she wants to help people and she also wants to stop drinking. So I don't know if you're in services at the moment, Chelsea, or if you'd like somebody from our team at Referrals Recovery to contact you. So I just thought I'd put that out there.
And just on the back of that, if there is anybody out there that wants to engage with services, if you or you want to engage with Referrals Recovery, if you go to Referrals Recovery website, you can become a member, and then what will happen is it will go to the relevant area and team leader, and then somebody from that team will contact you. And if, for instance, we can't do anything for you, which is unlikely, we will then try to signpost you into a service that can help your needs. Just as well, we want to get this message out, stuff that Katie's doing, Claire's, everybody on this platform, Darren, we want to get it out to as many people as possible. So we can only do that if the community like and share it to as many groups as possible. Because, and I know that this might sound really, really strong, but potentially you could be saving somebody's life that's sat there in need. So please, can I ask you to like and share? On that, unless anybody has got any other questions for Katie.
Yeah, sorry, Glenn, I've got one question myself. I don't know if you did answer this, Katie. You did mention that you're looking for more volunteers. So I was just wondering how somebody in the community might get in touch with you to take you up on that.
Yes, so see, we already have like a volunteer coordinator in place. So it would just be a start of me sharing her details with the person who wants to, making contact with her, and then she'd go through the application with you. It's not a long drawn out process to become a volunteer, but it is a planned approach that they do. And then obviously there's some training that we do as well before you come and sit amongst the team that you may end up volunteering with. Like I say, we've got 3 volunteers at the minute. They bring vast amounts of experience to the team, and they're an absolute asset to have on board. So I would say to anybody, if you want to volunteer, you would be more than welcome.
Thanks, Katie. And just a quickie, we've got a comment from Wendy who says, fantastic service to yourself, Katie, and you and the team do an amazing job for some of the most vulnerable people in Preston and have had amazing outcomes. So keep up the fantastic work.
And just on that, Ryan, if it's the Wendy that I'm thinking of, ask her, put back in the comment when she's coming on.
Well, she'll be able to hear now, won't she? So when are you coming on then, Wendy?
She knows who she is. So cheers for that. So we'll move on then. And like I said, if anyone has got any more questions for Katie, she'll be staying around. Is that right, Katie? So get them in the chat, and what we can do is we can ask Katie later on in the show as well. So I'm going to bring in Roxy. Now, I won't introduce her. I'll let her introduce herself and tell her a bit about her role, that what she's doing with Referrals Recovery, and it links in nicely with what we do is in the criminal justice side of it. So Roxy, take it away.
God, I wish you were speaking for me. Yeah, so I'm Roxy, I work for Referrals Recovery. So what I do in my role is I work on the criminal justice side of things. So yeah, so I get referrals in from probation, referrals from prison leavers. Is that right, Glenn? Trying to think of my job role. It's so hard when you put on the spot, you're trying to think. I'm only human.
Yeah.
So referrals come in. We help people who get referrals. I help people who get. See, look, I'm getting stuck already.
You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry.
So referrals come to me, and I manage people what I get referred to. Well, referral. So yeah. God, that was a tongue tie. I knew I'd lose it somewhere in the line of the moment. Yeah. So what I do, I empower people. I support them. I support them in needs where, as a service, what I'm trying to say is because I've got lived experience and I've used services, and I've been lost in the system and stuff, not got the idea what service to use. Probation's been there. Who do I link in with? Never had it before. So my lived experience has brought me to this role. So I've looked at it where I help these individuals who come to use the criminal justice side of things, and I totally can identify them. I don't get what they're going through, but I work and identify them because I've got them tools just to sit and listen and know, and just be patient for when they're ready to be moving on to other services, ready for leaving probation, ready, ready for the outcomes of life, having them tools. So yeah, at the moment I'm supporting. I haven't got much clients, but the ones I have, I enjoy working with. Complex needs, so it's always a challenge every day when I come in. Yeah, and I feel good with it. But the thing is, because I've been there and I've been lost in that system, because that's how you can feel. And probation, you get lost with that. So I never had other services, never linked into them, never knew there was even there. So just having them links out there to know that there is services can just benefit one person, and then that word of mouth gets spread about this service, that service. And that's what's good about it. It was all linking in, because I never had that. And that's the thing. If I never had it, but I know that is now, I can spread the word while I'm doing my work, and that's the goodness of championing what you do. So yeah, I've nothing else to go on here. Like a bag of nerves that here. Probably not gone through all most of stuff I was saying, but yeah.
And that's fine, Roxy. And I know it's nervous on here, and every single person on here, it can be nervous talking. Even I get nervous, as we were talking about. And when we was having them technical issues before, I was like, yeah, I was shaking. And it's all right. It's all right to get nervous. So don't worry about it. But what stopped you when you? Because obviously you've disclosed that you've got lived experience. But what I'll chuck that back at you. I don't think you have been employed because you've got lived experience. I think you've been employed because you've got a skill set, and the fact that you just enhance that your skill set by having lived experience. So don't ever devalue whatever you do. What stopped you from engaging with services when you was coming through them pathways?
Sorry, Glenn, could you just repeat that? Sorry, I just could see my door opening slightly and I was trying to not look.
No, it's fine. What stopped you when you was getting arrested or on community orders or in prison? What stopped you from engaging with services?
What stopped me from engaging with services is I felt like nothing happened when I went to use them. I felt like I was always going around in a circle. So I don't know, I suppose being chaotic and having complex needs, being told no, being told, well, you got to do this, got to do that, instead of working with me and telling me. And it always pushes you away, like, you're not going to listen. You're not going to listen. Your options aren't there to what services you can use and not use. So the ones you really could benefit from in what you're doing in an addiction, what you're doing with whoever you're using services with, if they've not got that right and they can't find that service to help you and to move you on in your journey, you get lost in it. You don't want to use them. You feel like there's no help. You feel like it's a talking jargon to you, which some service can use that. I don't know if they do it now, because it's been quite a long time now since I've used any service. You get lost in it. You start not wanting to go. You miss your appointments. You'd rather end up back in prison. You've nowhere to live. You're waiting on the council list for an house. It starts to annoy you. It starts to drain you. So the only option is you sleep rough. Go and get your addiction sorted. Go and get this. Do you want to go for your script? No, you're going to forget your appointment because you've not got a diary. You've not got a phone. You can't. You're just human. You can't think. You're trying to battle everyday life just to stay alive. And it's your where you're going to next thing from or next stuff. So now services are linking in. I'm seeing a lot of better sat back thinking, I wish I had that. I wish that was there when I was there. And it's opened my eyes. But if it's not there and you're not getting told about it, you're not seeing it. And that's the thing, people aren't seeing it. But now there is a lot of things going forward. There's a lot of stuff being recognised where services are using it, the tools are getting better, the knowledge is getting better, the people with lived experience want to come more forward and work with services and help them change, you know, and help them bring people in, get them communities together again. And that's what I'm seeing, and that's what I got passionate about and thought, I want that, I'm going to do that. You know, I've been there and I want that, you know, and that's what, if I can help anybody, that is what I'm going to do. You know, and it's been a long journey for me, can you not tell? But yeah, it's literally just been that journey where it's just, I really needed to show my skills, which you said, Glenn, and give all my tools, what I know, what I can give, and just embrace it out there and champion it. And if it just helps 1 out of 10 people, then I've done my job. Do you know, I'm happy. I'd like to be honest with you, I'd like to help all 10, but just that one what's going to listen and learn from it is a bonus. You know, it's sticking with them, sticking with service users, anybody can just go through that, no matter if it's an addiction through drugs, addiction through that, it's homelessness, it's everything, you know, and you can't miss it because it's traumatization as well. So it's how these services like we're linking in, always keep linked in. It's not hard. It's like, it don't cost to say thank you or sorry, does it? So why should it cost us anything if we can link in like we're doing? And it's brilliant, you know, and it's learning who's out there, what's out there.
Thank you. I'm going to bring Jenna in because I know Jenna's had her hand up waiting, so she's got a question.
Sorry, Jenna.
It's all right. You kind of touched on what I was going to say anyway. So obviously you mentioned around you not really engaging well with services and stuff and going through the criminal justice system. And do you think that if you had someone with lived experience, well, you know, to guide you and engage with yourself, do you reckon you'd have engaged with services a lot better than you did?
Yeah, I probably would have actually, because the only person I had when I used to go CGL, which were different then, it's changed that many names, it's drove me up the wall, but yeah, and that's probably because I've got clean and sorted my stuff out, you know. But when I was using that service, if it weren't for one woman in there, and I don't think she even had lived experience, just stuck with me all the time, and using the different services around like Foxton, the meme and stuff like that, and just the last time round I did use them services, but it isn't as well lit as it is now. There's more services involved, but back then when I started getting clean, there was more services. I started to recognize more, but the first time, no, there was nobody. There was no one with lived experience. I didn't feel. No, I didn't feel that at all. And it's hard, you know, to know what's actually out there and what service does what without knowing it. You can look at like, oh, you go to CGL or you go to wherever Inspire, but what's actually in there? What have you got apart from use? What have you got? What's going to keep me clean as well? Where I'm going to meet other people, where I'm going to advance my tools, my skills. So it's having that way in of knowing, you know, it's all right writing it all on paper. It confuses people. So it's like that word of mouth again, you know, with people on the streets and all that. It just takes one to say, oh, such a way they've got, you know, the people lived experience in there, you know, they know what you're on about. They're going to help you, you know, they're going to support you. You might not get much, you'll get what you need, you know, that support, you know, that easy journey. If it's not easy, someone's just saying to you, it's not easy, it's not going to take overnight, you know, but try this, try that, you know. And yeah, I can totally get that I did feel, I can't say let down, because I don't, anybody what's on streets chaotic, don't listen until they have to listen, you know. And I feel that's me. That was when it took my head. I didn't listen, you know. I thought, oh, I can't be bothered. I ain't got time for that. Do you know what I mean? I sleep all day. I'm awake all night. I ain't got time for that, you know. So it's like literally just you always come to an end of a life where you think, right, I need help. You know, and that's the point where you need to get that person when they're looking at you and they're saying, I need this help. And that was me. I need it. You know, and then when you have to walk away with nothing, you will not go back. You know, so it's when that person's ready, and that's when I was ready, when I thought I need that help.
Yeah.
Have you got a question, Ryan?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to Roxy that was it comes across really passionate when you speak about your experience. But it was just really just some comments from the public. So I just wanted some support for Roxy. A lot of people saying that Judith says that you give her confidence to be herself and says thank you. Emily said she would have worked better had she had someone in probation. And because she didn't, it actually took her a long time to sort out her addiction. And I'm happy to hear that you have sorted that out, Emily, and you're doing well with that. Nigel says that he agrees with you. Welcome, Nigel, who is currently also in recovery. And Michael as well says he understands what you're saying, Roxy. He never had help after his own detox. And there was just an earlier comment before from Danny, just for Claire at the Salvation Army. He just wanted to say that he found it really useful about the employability that the Salvation Army offer.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for that. Cheers for that, Roxy. So, unless anybody on here wants to ask any questions to Roxy, we'll move on. Anyone finished? No? Brilliant. So, next, I'm going to hand it over to Jenny, because Jenny's going to bring Emily in, I think. Is that right, Jenny?
Correct, Glenn. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of give a little brief overview of so Emily came to me through liaison and diversion. She referred to me and we've done some work together. I'll let her go into a little bit more detail. Yeah, and then she engaged with the service really well, engages really well with Referrals, and then we found out she wrote her own poems. So she got brought in for that. But yeah, so Emily, do you want to kind of give us a little brief description around your experience of working with the liaison and diversion service?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, when I got arrested the first time, they put me forward for the diversion liaison team, and I didn't engage with it because I didn't really know what it was about. And then after the second time I got arrested, I did ring up, and it was strange because I expected sort of, I don't know, like a telling off kind of thing, but it was more like, it wasn't like that at all. It was, Jenna's really, really, really helped me, as in, I had a court date and I was really stressed about it. She came with me. She spoke to me beforehand about, what would happen, what was gonna like, like the play-by-play of the day and stuff like that. We spoke really often, to be honest, like, a few times a week. Even when I weren't answering phone, she'd be persistent, which was good. I needed that. I needed push sometimes in the right direction. And yeah, she just helped me loads, referred me to loads of different services. So I'm also in touch with the Inspire now as well, and Referrals. She gave me a big list of meetings I could go to with, like NA and AA kind of thing. And, since I've been engaging with that, it's changed my life a lot. So I'm only at the very beginning of my journey right now in terms of recovery. But I mean, about a month ago, 2 months ago, I didn't have any hope at all. I felt like, I was at the bottom of my pit. And, since engaging with the services that have been offered to me, I've definitely, felt loads better. Yeah, I don't know. I count her as she's like my little mate. She's not just like my little, she's always right friendly, and we have good chats all the time, and she just checks in on me, have you done this? Referred me to, she helped me refer to like Man's Matter as well and stuff like that. So it all tied in together. And yeah, it's just, honestly, I couldn't rate the experience any higher. It's just been really good, really, really good, really helpful. And especially the day that I went to court, she offered to meet me beforehand for a coffee just so I could chill out. And I think I get really, really bad anxiety, and I think if I would have gone on my own, I would have been just, stressing out my head. But yeah, she was just really helpful, and yeah, told me about a few meetings, and I went to that meeting last night, that you told me about. Yeah. So yeah, no, really good experience. Feel like it's changed my outlook a lot on things.
Thanks, Emily.
Right.
So obviously when me and Emily I got to the process of where I had to discharge her, and it was kind of for me, giving her some encouragement to know that, what, she's worth being clean and staying clean and having recovery. And I have had that we've had the conversations around that sometimes she doesn't feel that she is. And that's where, for me, through my recovery, I've needed that. I've needed to know that I'm worth to be alive and to be clean and to stay clean. And, and just being able to give another person that kind of encouragement and know that they've had that support through their process and their journey has been, it's been amazing for me. And I feel honoured that you've come on tonight to do your poems and to share your experience with us. So I'm going to hand it back over to Glenn before I get emotional.
Thanks, Jenna. And yeah, Emily, and that's how powerful relationships can be, can't they? In the respect of, you build relationships with people, you meet them where they're at, wherever that is, in respect of and being able to be relatable to people. And then everybody on here, Katie, Darren, Claire, every single person on here, we can then signpost you into them services and then get your needs met. And it's the power. And when Katie was speaking and Claire was speaking just a minute ago, what I took from it was around joint working, and how services are coming together to actually, and not what I call silo work, and using their skill set. So, example, the clinical side of it, I wouldn't know where to start. So that's where CGL or another, or ACO, or whatever service it is that's needed. You need other services, and we're doing it together. And by that, having that joint up approach, people's needs get met better, and we get better outcomes and stuff like that. So thank you, Emily. And I think it's really, really courageous you coming on here and being a part of it. So well done. And if you're okay, I'd like to ask you to do another poem.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll do another poem. Where is it? So this one's about, in my recovery, I've had, relapse and then got better, relapse and then got better. So this one's called Getting Better 4.0. Getting better 4.0. Are you not tired of the to and fro? The desire so desperate to get well, but yet again you're here in a desolate hell. It feels like a barren and empty place, but space here is actually few and far between, with fellow addicts everywhere to be seen. Those of us who were cast here, who were thrown, we are not in it ourselves alone. There's strength in the groups, the numbers, so they say. That's the key to AA. Why am I once again in this way? Each time we manage to somehow crawl out of that lowly and pitiful hole, we fall back in. Why, I scream, why? I do terribly try each time to stay bold and strong with it. My mind is filled, but this cunning disease, it's very skilled. You haven't got it, it cries to you. You'll be all right, just have a few. Yet a week goes by, maybe more, maybe less, and off you tumble, off you turn, back into the unholy mess. Your days may be numbered now, they may be few, but don't let the enemy defeat you. That's it.
Well done.
Well done. Brilliant.
Powerful, that.
Yeah, and before I bring Brian in, I just want to touch on around how some people, judgment, unconscious bias, whatever you want to call it, look at what's wrong. But we've all got different skill sets, and i.e. what you've just done there is a skill set. And it's just really, really powerful for you to be able to share that and show other people that actually, with the right guidance, with the right support, with the right service, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And there's people on this platform that are doing that on a daily basis. So well done. I'm going to bring Ryan. Is it any comments from the community, Ryan?
Yeah, just before I give any comments, I just want to respond to Emily as well, because I know earlier you said you weren't sure, if you expressed that you weren't sure if you should be here, and I just want to let you know that it's a privilege that we've got you here tonight, and it wouldn't have been the same if you hadn't have been here. Personally, that poem spoke to me, and my recovery with alcohol, and something you said in it really gave me shivers, honestly did. I just wanted to let you know that. So we've got a few comments from the public, and again, a lot of support. Earlier, so Danny said, what a great example of the relationship between peer support worker and service user. So that was Jenna and Emily, said it's a superb job. Judith says, that's what you need, Emily, someone on your side who understands because you're scared. A lot saying that you're doing well. What a brilliant recovery family. So brave from Judith again. So brave, Emily, fantastic poem. And you made Judith cry. So that says a lot. Chris says, love it, top poem. And Alison says, Emily, you're very talented. And lastly here, Wendy says, it's great to hear that some of you are linked with Inspire, and it says that you guys are doing well. We are looking for people who use Inspire Preston to become service user representatives. So we want to hear your voice on how Inspire can shape the service. If anybody's interested in that is out there, then if you can just let Wendy Moss on the group there know, or Katie or Glenn, and then one of those will be in touch. And just to finish off, great job, great poem, Emily.
Thank you, Ryan. And has anyone got anything to say? Want to come in before we move on?
I just want to say, you know, just starting off with a poem and then another poem, and for me personally, there were beautiful words, and it just shows how creative we can be, you know. And once we get stuck, once we come out of that madness, and you know, not just Emily, everybody who spoke. I was really nervous when we first started this, but my nerves have gone down a little bit. They're still there, but they've gone down a little bit. So I want to thank you for that, Emily. And Roxy, you did amazingly well, girl. So did you, Katie.
Cheers, Darren. Thank you, mate. Yeah, and like we said before, and I just want to touch on when Ryan said then around, so Danny's in the chat, so he's another one of our colleagues. I know there's us on here now, me, Jenna and Ryan and all you guys, but there's a lot of work that goes into these behind the scenes that people aren't on these shows. So I just want to give them a massive shout out as well, because they take quite a lot to get us on here, and a lot of planning and that. So big shout out to, and just touching on what Wendy said, that so on this screen we've got people from all different areas. We've got East Lancashire and North Lancashire, Central Lancashire. So we're going further and further afield and bringing our experiences into every area, which is great to see. And this actual, what we're delivering at the minute is in 9 different police stations. So we're in Blackburn, Burnley, Blackpool, Lancaster, Preston, Carlisle, Workington, Kendal and Barrow. I think I got all them right. Testing me now anyway. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, and I'm glad to say that we've just filled the last post in Kendal. So now we've done a full rollout, which has took quite a while and a mammoth task. So we're coming to an area near you. So yeah,
very quickly, Glenn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Patrick says Scotland as well, pal.
Scotland as well. No problem. I'm sure we can go that far afield. So next on my agenda is I'm going to bring Darren in from Acorn Recovery. So I'll let him introduce himself and tell you a bit about what he's living with his service.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks for the invite. Good to be among some beautiful people, some passionate people. Hello, everybody. I'm Darren. I work for Acorn Recovery Projects based over in Blackpool. Bear with me, because I don't feel right just telling you about Acorn, because it's not just Acorn within Horizon at Blackpool. So when Glenn will talk about the clinical side, so I work alongside Delphi Medical, who are the lead providers in Blackpool, and I provide all the PSI stuff, all the psychosocial interventions, and you know, I manage the team around that sort of stuff. So we work closely within Horizons with the case managers, but we also work with the young people service, the mental health service, and all the other services in Blackpool. Now, to refer in our service, you have to be 25. However, that doesn't mean you have to be 25 to come on one of my groups. So if you're in young people service, we'll get you assessed, and if it's appropriate, we'll get young group and give you a bit of support. So some of the groups we do, one of them is RAMP. So RAMP stands for Reduction and Motivation Programme. It's a 12-week programme. It's run twice weekly. We have a couple of different groups running. So there's a group running every day. And there we're looking at breaking down the barriers of denial and, you know, looking at the self-defeating behaviours, the defences you have, and you know, we do some group work, can have a look at what your needs are and how we can help you move forward. Ramp is quite challenging, so if you come on ramp and you tell me you've not got a problem, I'm going to tell you you're talking poo. You sat in a group, you've definitely got a problem. We need to have a look at it, and it's quite challenging. But it's delivered with people with lived experience, so it's not in a judgmental way, and it's not to get on your nerves, and you know, it's there to help you. So that's the ramp group. We do a group on a Monday and a Wednesday. We also do one on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and we also do an online group for those that are less fortunate and can't come into service. Then we have an open minds group, which is a four-week group, and it's run on a Monday afternoon. That's online. So on there, you'll be looking at some, so the criteria for ramp, it doesn't matter if you're using, you're not using, and the same for open minds, it's just not using on the day for open minds. That's a 4-week group. Using CBT techniques in there, we'll look at mindfulness, health and well-being, emotional well-being, we'll look at all that sort of stuff. It's very, I would say it's not even as challenging as ramp, but it doesn't need to be, because that's the bit that comes after ramp anyway. Then we have another group called PACES. I'm not going to go through the acronym because I'll lose. In fact, I'll have to go through it, won't I? Personal responsibility and commitment to self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Sorry, emotional intelligence, self-awareness. That's what happens when you get nervous. You talk like that. Look at Claire laughing at me. You know, that's an 8-week program. That's run by a facilitator who's got lived experience. That's a physical group. We do that every Monday morning, 10 while 12. Same sort of, it's a mixture. So that's a mixture of ramp, CBT techniques, 5 ways to well-being, mindfulness, stuff like that. You know, and why we put these groups in, because when I came in, I've worked tier 3 and tier 4 for a long while, and when I came into Blackpool, I've seen loads of barriers and loads of gaps within services, not just our service. So we designed these new groups to fill these gaps, because one of the things is once you start getting motivated, we need to keep that momentum going. And you know, Roxy spoke about the empowerment stuff, and it's all about the empowerment and your development and what have you. Then we have a Friday recovery group. Now that was for abstinent clients. So with the pandemic, we took it online. It was for abstinent clients, and it's just about building on your recovery capital. I've had a meeting a few weeks back, and we spoke about opening it up to everybody and having that peer support element of helping the next person along, and you know, and that's slowly starting to take off. Also, one of my big passions is family support. I deliver a family support group on a Wednesday night online, 6:30 or 8 o'clock. It's not part of our service. We don't get paid for it. I don't get paid for it. It's just a big passion of mine. Absolutely love giving the family support. You know, and that's not just to anybody who's got a family member within Horizons. That's open to the whole Blackpool community, and there's nothing stopping us open it further afield. So that's some of the stuff I do. I wasn't going to say this, Glenn, but I am going to say it, because when I came in and everybody's speaking, I started getting in my feelings. Now, I'm a team leader and I've got degrees and I've got all that stuff, but I just want to let some of the people know that are on the live stream. I came from nothing. I was bang at it for 30 odd years. I came through criminal justice and I didn't want to change. You know, and then somebody was really patient with me, listened to what I was saying, you know, and put their trust in me, and I put my trust in theirs. And the next thing, my life's changed, and it's got amazing because of these lovely workers. Now, I love people with lived experience, but I also want to give a big shout out to those people without lived experience, because of their passion and the commitment and the drive they have. So I want to thank you all. I really love you all to bits, and I haven't even met you yet.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's me.
Cheers, Darren. And it's interesting you say that, because I just had it written down then around when I said it before around define lived experience. Everyone's got experience in some form, haven't they? It's not just drugs and alcohol, criminal justice. And I was just going to come in and say that what we are delivering as a service with Red Rose Recovery, we wouldn't be able to do without other services, lived experience or not. Yeah, we've got practitioners, L&D, managers, treatment providers, housing providers, you name it. We wouldn't be where we're at without them as well. So it's a totally joint effort. And as we had a couple of barriers in the interim when we started, because some people, when you say lived experience or offending history, some people raise their eyebrows, but we understand it. It's not, we've judged ourselves, so it's not and we had to show our worth, our value, our integrity, our honesty, and we've managed to do that, and that's what we've overcome. And a bit like yourself, Darren, I was the same. I was on the floor in every aspect, but many years in prison, taking drugs, you name it, I did it, and I didn't know how to get it. And everyone will have heard that terminology of that revolving door around. Well, I was it. Believe it. And I must say this, that when I was getting out of prison and then I'd get recalled, it was just blame. No accountability, no responsibility. It was my probation officer's fault, or my key workers, or whoever it was. It was all, well, actually, no, it weren't. It was my fault. It was my fault because it was a choice. But all I needed was that opportunity to be able to develop and somebody to believe in me. And then I've managed to get out of that lifestyle. And I would never say never, but I'm really, really confident that I'm in a place now where I wouldn't go back to that. And that is why it's such a privilege to be on here with you guys, to be able to deliver services to people and say, well, actually, I understand where you're coming from because I've done it. I've been there. I've been sat on Airwing. I've been sat there where my child's walked past Preston Prison saying, oh, my dad lives there. And I feel absolutely ashamed and guilty and stuff to sit here and say that. But it's reality. And I can't keep beating myself up about it for years and years, because if I did, I'd still be in there. But it doesn't have to be that way. And there are diversion, and it's in the name, liaison and diversion, Red Rose Recovery, to divert and be interventions in custody, police station, courts, wherever that may be, and divert you. I remember when I used to get a piece of paper when I was coming out of Preston Police Station, and I used to use it as a rog for fags. I didn't even used to look at it. I used to use it for rolling fags. But now that's why these platforms are brilliant, because we need you guys to let this community know what services are out there, because there is people that can help you. And I'll cut it off there, and because there's other people that want to speak.
Could I just say something else first, Glenn? I totally forgot about something.
Yeah,
so
go
within
on,
Horizons, we have lots of volunteers. So we have a volunteer coordinator managing them volunteers. So we have some peer support as well, but also we have placement counsellors, to support the clients, the service users, the volunteers and stuff like that. And guess what? My volunteer coordinator has just got a full-time job, and I'm going to be advertising for a part-time volunteer coordinator. Have a look at Calico jobs online. Please do.
Definitely. And I'll just stress before I bring Jenna in, is that I was the same. I started volunteering because when I went for jobs, nobody looked at me, because all they looked at was what was wrong. They didn't look at past that. So I had to start the volunteer route and show them my integrity, honesty, all that thing I just mentioned then, and do that volunteering. And then I got my first job was a volunteer coordinator, and it was a part-time role, minimum wage, and I absolutely loved it. It wasn't about a financial situation; it was about giving back and giving back to a community that I'd always seen as myself a drain on. And then I ended up developing, getting a team leader role, and then I sit here now, and I have to pinch myself every night that I've worked in prisons, police stations. I manage a team across Lancashire, Cumbria, And it's just that visible recovery that Katie touched on earlier, that it's something tangible to grab hold of and say, well, you can achieve it because I'm sat here living proof of it. I own my own house, I'm back with my wife, my children. And so you just need that opportunity and that pathway into a service, and you can achieve it, believe me. So, Jenna, do you want to come in?
Yeah, I've got a question actually for Darren. So regarding the like, you know, the ramp and like the group work that you do, so are they just continuous ongoing groups for anybody, whether they you know, they're really early into recovery or like, you know, even coming off the script, or and then does it just continue to for anybody who's like abstinence from drugs? Or do they move on to other things? Or
yeah, it'd be done on an individual basis. So what say somebody's coming in, they bang at it, and they're on a script and that, and we're assessing them for ramp and we're assessing the needs. We'd be linking them with the key worker and seeing what needs to happen and what plans are already in place. Is there a reduction on the illicit use? Is there a reduction on the prescribing and stuff like that? And then we just play it by ear as we go along. If somebody's on group 4 or 5 weeks and they're ready to go to the next stage, we do not hold on to them. You know, and if our groups aren't suitable, because let's have it right, some groups aren't suitable for everybody. It's not one shoe fits all. We will find something that is suitable for that client. It's about the client and how we get them to where they want to get to.
yeah, thanks, Darren. Roxy, do you want? Go
on, Jenna. Sorry.
I was just sorry, Ryan. It was just Roxy's got. I'm guessing she's got a question for Darren.
Yeah, go for it.
We'll bring Roxy in, and then is that all right?
Of course.
I don't know why my hand's that colour. Just seen it then. I thought, under the computer before me. Yeah, Darren, I just want to thank you really, because everything that you're doing is amazing. Do you know, and like taking your own time to do family groups and all, it's amazing. Not any really questions really, because we have stuff like that at Referrals Recovery, but for you to sit here and just it's just amazing. You know, it's just something what I wish I'd have had, you know, as a person with lived experience. But yeah, it's like my first job, what Glenn was saying is, I always remember I went for my proper job and I couldn't believe I got it, because I thought, no one's going to take me on, not me. But it's like there was a guy there with lived experience and a guy there what wasn't. And he wanted to learn off the person with lived experience and vice versa. And it was brilliant, because I got the look of both. And then when I went home and they went, you've got the job, I was expecting, if they said you haven't got the job, I'd go, right, yeah, sound. But when they said you've got the job, I was like, I didn't know what to say. I just stood there. She went, hello, are you there? I thought, well, that's the things what we do to ourselves, you know. And yeah, just want to praise you. You know, it's brilliant to hear that. The family group is amazing, that, because that's what we need. You know, that's what people need. It's just these groups and all that, and finding the right one. You're right. I find I support people and trying to get the right thing for them, you know, because they'll say, I like that, and then they find they don't like it. They just like it because somebody else liked it, or someone else is doing it, you know. So it's, what do you like? You know, you've got time. When people don't think they've got time, either you have got time, just get it correct and we can work with you and support you. You know, everything's not a rush. We rushed into getting crazy. Now we need to take back and get back into normality and get the new tools we have. So yeah, thank you. How do I get my hand down now, Glenn?
I can't do it for you. You have to figure it
out.
You can
click
go
the symbol that says reactions.
Can I?
You have to click the symbol that says reactions and then click the little hand icon.
Oh, anyway, Jenny, do you want to bring Ryan in?
Yeah, Ryan, do you want to come in? Is there any comments from anybody on the community?
There is, yeah. Before I just go to comments, because I was going to say after Darren spoke, that's what I'm realising is brilliant about this community and these different services, is that people, no matter what role they're in, a lot of people are open to talking about their own experiences, even if that's in areas which might be sometimes stigmatized or people normally keep quiet. So I just want to thank you for that, Darren. And then Glenn afterwards as well, kind of proving that concept. Yeah, so I've just got a few comments. One that I missed earlier that I wanted to mention was from David. I don't know if you're still with us, David. He says he's starting a leadership role with Inspire in St Anne's, and I just thought that was a brilliant achievement. So thanks for that, David. And also James tells us that there's peer mentoring possibilities with Inspire as well, if anybody else is interested in that. We had a couple of points after your talk, Darren, about the RAMP programme. I'll just try and find them. So Danny says that he did RAMP, and he also went into an Acorn rehab, and that was nearly 5 years ago, and he's still sober now because it did change his life. So you can't thank them enough for planting the seeds of growth, as Danny puts it. Wonderful words there, Danny. And we had another comment, somebody else that said RAMP was useful for them. Sorry, so many more have come through now, so I can't find that. Sorry to whoever you were. And Sophie says, Glenn won't be happy about this, but you've achieved so much because you're brilliant at what you do. And then just some more recent comments. St Anne's recovery rocks. And that's from Chris. And Becky says it's amazing to hear such positive stories. Lovely hearing from the amazing Roxanne. And I just had one question for you as well, Darren, myself. How would somebody join the, I think you said about a family support group that's open to anybody?
Yeah, so what I'll do, Ryan, I'll put my mobile number in chat for you now. So anybody can give me a call. I'll talk it through with them. I'll let them know what we do on there, what I expect of them and what they could expect of me. It's that simple.
That's great. Thanks, Darren.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Ryan.
Ryan.
I know Jenna's gonna bring in the next guest, but I just wanted to touch on, I wrote it down when you were speaking a minute ago, Darren. I got goosebumps because the reason people watch these is because of authenticity and people being real. And I absolutely love, and it just took me back to an experience about vulnerability and showing emotion, and about or it's a weakness to show emotion. Well, actually it's not, it's actually courageous. And the fact that when you can talk about things like that, that's so raw and relevant, I think that it's really important to get that out there, because there's some people out there that don't talk about the feelings and don't talk about how what's going on for them. And sometimes that can keep you in that moment, can't it, of not getting well. So I just want to thank you for that authenticity, Darren.
Yeah, can I just make a point on that, Glenn? Because
Yep.
There's been a massive change in my recovery. So one of the things was when I first got in recovery, it was all about I was a recovering drug addict. But now it's not. I'm just a normal human being that has something he needs to deal with. You know, and that badge, it used to be worn like a badge of honor, and I don't have to wear that badge anymore. What I mean by that is I'm authentic and genuine anyway. You know, it's not because I'm a recovering addict. Maybe the bit about not taking substances has really helped that bit come along. But I'm a human being that can be authentic, genuine, vulnerable. And you know what? I'm all right crying at Andrex adverts now. I don't care who's looking.
It's funny you say that, because when I did it, I was like, yeah, this Jack the lad, I don't show emotion and all that. Now I'm sat there watching the Emmerdale cry my eyes out and don't even know what I'm praying for. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So go on, Jenna.
Yeah, so I'm going to introduce Claire, who I met quite early on in my role as a peer support worker. I was out kind of mapping around Blackburn and Accrington around the services of what services are out there, because I had no idea. And I met Claire at the Salvation Army, and it was kind of when she gave me a little leaflet, you know, of the services and stuff. And when I'd taken it back to my colleagues, and they had no idea about this service, you know, and she was like, it's really good for some of our clients that we get through. So yeah, I'll introduce Claire. Thank you.
So I just want to start by saying I think you're all absolutely amazing, and to say what you've been through on a live Facebook stream to everybody, I applaud you all for that. I personally haven't any experiences, but to sit there and listen, yeah, you should. I think you should all be really proud of yourselves, and it just shows that you can turn your life around. You know, if you reach out, there are so many services out there and stuff now, And if you use them and utilize them, then what's to say that you can't get to where you all are now? So yeah, honestly, you should. I really want to applaud you all. I think you're all fantastic. So anyway, I'll go on to a bit about what I do. So like I mentioned before, I'm the Employment Development Coordinator for the Salvation Army. I cover Blackpool, Fleetwood, Preston, Accrington, Blackburn and Carnforth. So I cover all them throughout the week. I have set days to where I go. So with the number that was given before, if any of you do feel like you want to utilise the services, give the free phone number a ring, and then obviously I'll let you know where I am and arrange an appointment with you. That's no problem. So I cover the hostels, which, like Jenna said, that's where I met her when she came. So I'll cover the hostels and I go to the churches as well. Now, you don't need to be religious to use our services. You can be employed, you can be unemployed. It's totally kind of tailored to yourself, to be honest. It's a free service. So like I said before, the services that I can provide, or I can help with, helping you update your CV, creating a CV, mock interviews, confidence building. If you wanted to do some courses, we have some courses that you can do online yourself. I don't actually kind of teach any, if you will. However, if you wanted to go to college, you wanted to go to night school and you were struggling, you didn't know where to start, I can help you with that. I can look at signposting if there were some issues that I couldn't deal with. So for instance, on a Tuesday, I go to Carnforth Church and I share an office with Citizens Advice. So again, there's signposting there with that, and they're in the same office as well. So if I was unsure of anything, I can always ask. I'm just trying to think of the other services. There's so many services that we can provide. So in work support. So if you're in work and you feel like, if you've never been in work before, I can do things like check in to make sure that you're managing your money that week or that month. Do you know how to get there? Some people, if you've never been employed, you might not know the route to get to work. I can help you plan things like that. If you're struggling with an interview outfit, we can look at fundings. So there's so many things that, like I say, that we really can help with. Well-being. Some people, struggle with kind of just getting out there and things like that. So I hope that, I can help in that aspect. But I love my job and I don't see it as a job, and I just love helping people. So what better way than to get paid for it as well? So if, like I say, if you do feel like my services is something that I can help you with, then please do get in touch, because that's what I'm here for at the end of the day. And I'll send my contact details to you, Katie, no problem. But that's me really in a nutshell. I hope I've not missed anything.
Do you want to come in, Jenna?
Thanks, Claire. Do you know what? I didn't realise how kind of big your service is, really, of what you provide either. It's kind of, especially for people that haven't worked, and it's quite a, I'd not been employed for 2 years before I got back into work in this job, and I know that how hard it can be, and I think if it's someone that hasn't ever had a job, or don't even know how, what it's going to be like, what do they need to do, because when you go, you've got to fill out all them things, you've got to do your induction. It's like your first few weeks of getting into a job, it's quite daunting and overwhelming. And I think kind of having that service of just, helping them through that process is amazing.
It's having that support, and that person that knows kind of what they're talking about, and it's just nice to have someone there. So it's
beautiful, lovely. Thank you.
No problem.
So just to say, for instance, because you cover quite a big area there, don't you? What you just said there. So if someone wanted to access your service, but do you go to them, or do you do it via a digital platform? How does that work?
So I did work with some external agencies, for instance, Onward Homes. And what I did was I went to a room there if they had participants for me there. My week is kind of structured at the moment. However, I have some space where I can go to different agencies or third-party organisations. However, some of the hostels and the churches, obviously they don't mind me using their space and time either. So that's absolutely fine as well. It's just coming to an agreement with that participant to find out kind of what's best for them as well.
No, it sounds good, because obviously I know that you've been working with Jenna in East Lancashire, so Burnley, Blackburn, them areas, but obviously because you cover such a geographical big footprint,
Yeah,
that potentially other areas could utilise your skill set and your service.
absolutely.
So if you can pass them details on to Jenna, because I'm sure that a lot of services on here would be able to utilise Claire.
Yeah, of course, no problem. I'll do that.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, Claire, because they used to have stuff like that, and I know that is it mixed male and female what can come to you, or is it just
Yeah. So it's literally,
yeah.
I've only got a standard DBS at the moment, but I'm looking to get an enhanced, just so that I can support the youth side as well. However, anything from 18 and over, absolutely, there's no age limit on it. So yeah, just anyone.
Yeah, that's
Well,
cool.
that can also be mappers and things like that, you know, people that have just come out of prison, just literally anyone. There's no embargoes, there's no nothing.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that, Roxy, because obviously a lot of people that you come into contact with might benefit from that.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, because I know there's a women's centre that actually does that sort of thing, but that doesn't help the male side of things, you know, and you'll always get an handful of young ones what need that engagement. The earlier they start, the better, aren't they, if it comes with money and stuff, you know. That's what I think. But yeah, and we're you know, when you meet people, is it in churches like in Preston? Do you actually come to Central at all anywhere?
So it is just the churches, but like I say, they're more than welcome to attend. See, I'm actually religious, and you don't need to be religious. You don't need to be anything to attend the church to come and see myself. You don't need to be a member of the church or anything like that. Even though we're kind of under the same umbrella, my services are kind of different, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's literally anyone and everyone, as long as you're kind of over 18 for now.
Cool.
And just on that as well, if we have got clients that could do that support, I'm sure we could potentially sort something out where that Claire could come and resource a building, or find somewhere, because we've got other partner agencies that I'm sure will be fine with that. So yeah. Has anyone got any questions for Claire before we move on? No? Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
If not, then thank you all for your time. Thanks for the invite, guys.
No problem. Is there anything from the community, Ryan?
Yeah, I was just going to say just a couple of comments. So Kama says, thanks for great work, everybody. The work that everybody here does is inspirational. And just, yeah, some comments earlier that I've just made a note of. So Michael, I don't know if you're still with us. He wanted to say that the art recovery is available on Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Freehold building. I don't know which organisation that's a part of, but it's just something he mentioned earlier. And there was also a general question, again from Michael, why is there no Red Rose Recovery in Blackpool? Which I thought was quite a valid point.
Big question. To answer to your question, I can answer that. There is. We're delivering a service in Blackpool now, and we have done bits of work previously in Blackpool, but it comes to a council situation. So what Blackpool is, it's classed as unitary. So Blackburn, Darwin, Blackpool, they've got their own council. So it's like, do you want to come in on that, Darren, and answer that as well? I believe you'll be able to answer that. Might be a bit better than me.
Well, you know, Red Rose are in Black. They're all over the show, and my experience with services over the last 5 years, we've been working collaboratively a lot better. Yeah. So it's not about holding on to somebody now and getting a start. It's turned round. So I'm just going to say, watch this space. But Red Rose are already in Blackpool. Just watch this space.
Yeah, and it's, for me, it's about politics. For me, it's about what where you are, what area, and stuff like that. But as Darren rightly said, brilliantly, is that we are in Blackpool now because we're delivering a service in Blackpool police station. And also what we wouldn't say is we wouldn't say to somebody that's in Blackpool, because what the positive from COVID, and I know there's not been many, but is that we've had to transform onto the digital platform, which means that it doesn't matter where you are, you can access online groups, support. So it's not them barriers down as in areas, if you will. So answer to the question, we are there. If they do want support, if they want to self-refer onto Referrals Recovery's Facebook page, website, then they can do. And one of our team leaders in the north, which covers Fleetwood, St Anne's, Morecambe, Lancaster, or contact them.
Thanks for that, Glenn and Darren. Just quickly then, so we also had from Danny, thanks Claire for making us aware of the service that you provide. And a follow-up question to what you were just saying then, Glenn, from Kama. He says, can he still apply to volunteer for Referrals as he's living in Haywood at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. So when there's a process that they'll go through, but if they're willing to travel, and once we get somebody through that process, if they want to travel to the nearest area where we've got stuff going on, then yeah. And what we would do is we would provide expenses for that travel once they've become a lead volunteer. So answer the question, definitely.
Brilliant, thank you, Glenn.
So we're going to close out with Emily with a poem, if that's all right. Have you got another one? You must have millions.
Yeah, I don't have millions, but I've got another one, yeah.
Brilliant. So before you close us out, because I think that'd be really powerful for you to close out, I want to say to everybody on this platform, thank you. You've made my life really, really easy, because I was a bag of nerves at the start with the technical issues. I don't generally get that bad, but because of obviously the pressure I was under trying to get this stream out there, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So thank you for that. I think it's really, really important that we have these, because it's like, and I'd heard of Acorn, but Claire and other services and stuff like that, I work in services, and there's services out there that I don't know of. So if you're in that chaos, that madness, struggling, whatever that is, how are you meant to know if that there's services out there that can support you? So stuff like this and these platforms to get services, i.e. Acorn, CGL, Claire from Salvation Army, everybody on here, then that's why I say like and share it. And you can still continue to like and share it to as many groups after this stream is finished, because this will stay on Facebook on Referrals Recovery's page. And what I'll say is as well, if anybody that has been inspired that wants to get in touch or become part of the Referrals family, then go onto the website and you can become a member and someone will contact you. And like I said, thank you to Katie, Darren, Claire, Emily, Roxy, Jenna and Ryan. And we'll let Emily play us out with a poem. Thank you, guys.
All right, okay. So this last one actually ties in with what Darren was saying about family and stuff. It's about, the effects that your addiction has on your family and subsequently on you. Okay, so a disease, so they say, a disease they call it, but half my family leaves me when I'm in a pit of despair, a pit of anguish and hate. Yet here I lie, looking for a mate. Someone who'll listen, someone who'll care. I've laid my soul fucking bare, but they don't want to know, they've had enough. And I get my addiction has been fucking tough for my family and those around. But now I'm facing being buried in the ground. And whilst they love me, whilst they care, I'm told I'm no longer wanted there. At a family party, at an occasion, my presence would cause such abrasion. How do they think this makes me feel? I've been a drunkard, but my feelings are real. A week sober, I'm trying my best. A week sober, but still they detest me being there, ruining their Sunday roast. But can't they see it's right now I need my family the most?
Thank you.
It's
Amazing,
wonderful,
Emily.
Lovely that, Emily.
Brilliant.
Going to be honest, Emily, that made me well up.
Oh,
Just
thank
want to be honest.
It was beautiful, that, Emily.
It was,
Amazing.
and you've got a skill set there. You're good at what you do, so just you want to be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
All right,
I'm really glad I came on. Thank you.
good stuff. And yeah, so we'll be doing these again. So like I said, if you've got anybody you think that might want to come on as a service that we don't know about, let me know. And there's also, like I said, these are on every week, and they'll be facilitated by different people, and there is talks of us doing them face to face. And what I would say is that if you can get to a face to face LUF, get there, because it's an experience, believe me. And it's really powerful. So like I said, we can't do it without you, and I don't want to talk too much, and because I can end up regurgitating what I've already said. But without services like yourself, L&D, CGL, every single service out there, people have got their own skill sets and their own service to deliver. Without these platforms, we won't know about them. So I'll leave it there. All right. Thank you again for coming on, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Glenn.
Thank
See you
you,
later.
Glenn.
Thanks,
See you later.
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye.
Lovely to
Bye.
meet you.
See you soon.